Hello guys, MageB here and welcome to a new gacha game which is called Zenless Zone Zero or Triple Z or ZZZ. Now this gacha game is made by Hoyoverse, as you know, has made other popular gacha games such as Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail and Honkai Impact, and now they have released another gacha game which is Zenless Zone Zero. This video will be my first impression on Zenless Zone Zero Day 1. Yes, on Day 1, used to see how the game is, how the vibe is, you know, the gameplay, the characters, the story, how are they exploring, if they have exploring, yes. Used to see how it is so I can understand what the game is about. And if you do like this type of video where I do impression of any gacha games, let me know in comment. And I currently working on Wuthering Waves video, but that one gonna take a while to work on. But for now I just want to release Zenless Zone Zero that I've been playing for today. Let's start with the story. When I play gacha game I always look into the story first. Now when it comes to story in Zenless Zone Zero, I would say it was kinda boring. Like I wasn't that very interested. I mean, it was kind of slow start for me. It was kind of slow start, just like in Wuthering Waves, it was so slow start. But it's starting to scale up, getting more interested, right? I have not finished the story. I will give it a try more. But for now, for Day 1, I would say the story was pretty boring at the start. Now, in the story, you are introduced to two characters that you can choose, Vice and Belle. I chose Belle because she has one of the beautiful hair color that I really love, and I have that color in Sword Art into the Factor as well on my main account. I just love the color, it's so beautiful. If she had the same color as Vice, I would probably choose Vice because his looks more cooler, right? I will try to not spoil the story too much, but the gist of this story is that the main character is helping a group that got separated, and they're trying to regroup, right, and also try to retrieve an item that group somehow lost, and their job was to get it and give it to the client, right? That is the start of the story, right? It was pretty boring, like I said, and then after that some stuff happened, right? The story on Day 1 was boring, not really interested, but I will give it a try to see if they scale even more, or if they have something better in store. Who knows, maybe they have savings for something, right? And that is short about the story, what I think. Though what I really like about the story part, where they have animation of the story where people talk, right? Then they have a art story or comic story, right? You know, the comic, if you have read Donald Duck, Marvel, DC, those are classic comic story, right? They have the art style, the art story, right? Which I really like. You know, it's kind of unique. I'm pretty sure there are some games that have this as well. I don't really remember. Is it Persona that have this? Maybe, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I played a game that has this, or I've seen someone play a different game to have this type of story. I really like it, where you have a mixing of animation story and then art story. Very nice. But the main of the story is kind of boring, like I said. Now, when it comes to gameplay, the combat, I would say it is really simple, where you use your normal attack, do some combos, and then you have your dodge skill, then you have your skill, your character skill with their special effect, and then you have your ultimate. And in this game, you also have a special attack with only on your skills, which each character have their unique skill, right? Which is pretty cool. Now, I would say the combat is... it is alright. I would say it is alright. Like, use your normal attack to do some combo, and you feel the gauge, which you can see on top left. You feel that gauge to activate your special attack on your skill, to do your signature skill, and then after that, after many combos, you can activate your ultimate, right? Now, this give me like fighting vibes, I would say, like Tekken, Street Fighters, Naruto, and then Dragon Ball, right? Fighting games like Smash Bros. Now, where you do your combo, trying to fill the gauge, and then you do special. Now, this one doesn't have that many mechanics as far as played. Maybe they are. I mean, it is just Day 1. I just trying it out. This is just my Day 1 impression. So maybe there are some secret technique or secret combos that you have to do to activate some to deal more damage. Who knows? But so far, I would say the combat is really simple and not really interested, since I'm not into fighting games at the moment. But when I play Zenless Zone Zero, it does give me a fighting vibes. Now, in this game, you also rely on quick swap or a swapping mechanic, where you switch around different characters to do their combination, do their stuff, right? And I believe you have to rely that a lot of the time. Though I have not looked into that too much. I have not tested with other characters. Maybe there are some characters that works pretty well with others, who knows. And that it will combat, it is nice, simple. It's nice and simple, it is alright, I would say. Characters in Zenless Zone Zero. Well, I would say I don't have any characters that I really like that I really want to main. For example, in Honkai Star Rail, I really like Jingru and I really main her. Herta, I also main her, that I try to build a lot into. And for Genshin, I would say Kokomi, I'm trying to get her best artifact, for example, right? But in Zenless Zero, I would say there's no characters that I specifically really like, that I really like to play around. But I really like to use Ambi. She is really simple to use and she is a sword user. I mean, her combination is really simple to use, right? So I really like that, that's all. But as characters, it's fine. Design of the characters is alright, nothing like special. Actually, I really like Billy. He's really fun, right? He's a really cool characters, really cool outfit, mask. Really like it, but his gameplay kind of boring, right? So yeah, each characters have their own niche, and so far there's no character that I like really like, that I really spend more into that, right? Each character have their own special attack. In this game there are 3 different attacks. There are slash, strikes and pierce, just like in Sword Art Online Factor, where we have slash, blunt and frost. For slash is basically characters that are using sword. Pierce is those characters that have heavy weapons, and pierce are those that have long range attack. So there are different types of attack, and also they also have their own element. I think there are like ice, fire, wind, electric and physical in this game, if I remember. And I have not looked into those elements so much. I don't know if they like affect into the enemies, if any enemies have their own weakness to that. But I do know, in fact, that enemies have weakness for slashing, strike and pierce. So different enemies have their own weakness. And I think there are like 3 different enemies, which is called Epheros, that is weak to slash. Then we have like robot thingy, that is weak to strikes, and I don't remember the 3rd enemy, but they are weak to pierce. So there are different enemies that are weak to different types of attack. So you want to utilize that, just like in Sword Online. You want, if an enemy is weak to blunt and holy, you want to have skills that has a blunt and holy, right? So yeah, and that is for characters and enemies. Let's not forget about Gacha. A Gacha game without a Gacha, yes. Now, when it comes to Gacha, their system is basically similar to Genshin and Star Rail, right? But here you have a standard and special banner. On standard, you are guaranteed to get very first S rank characters. After you've done your 50 polls, you're guaranteed your first S rank. And after that, when you've done your 300 polls, you are free to choose what S rank character you really want. So basically the same as Star Rail. And I got my very first S rank. I don't really remember her name. Yeah, I totally forgot, because I was like, okay, I got my S rank. Oh yeah, fun. I will still use Ambi because he's so simple to use. So yeah, maybe that my S rank is good, who knows. I'm pretty sure all S rank is really cool, really good. I have not tried them out too much, but yeah, that is the typical gacha system they have, right? They have different currency to use, like for specific banner, right? I have still not learned the premium currency that you are getting through the game. Pretty similar gacha system as Genshin and Star Rail, nothing special about that. Though I heard that they are giving a lot of free stuff, like a lot of polls, 100 polls, 80 more polls, and then more polls when you go through the story and events, right? Which I gonna keep going, of course, trying to get and save till the release of really cool characters. So the gacha system is basically similar as Star Rail and Genshin, nothing special about that. Let's continue with the characters, but more into their abilities, level up system, right? So in this game, you can level up the characters and level up their abilities as well to increase the damage. And they also have constellation. Let's say constellation because I don't really know the term in this game yet. But if you do get dupes of the same characters, you can now unlock their constellation to increase maybe damage percentage or unlock some special effect, who knows, something like that. I'm not ready into that. So similar system as Star Rail and Genshin, where getting more dupes, they will get their special effect, etc, right? And when it comes to gearing, you have V engine, which is your weapon. It's specific for each character with those type of attack, right? So far, I only see B rank and A rank weapons. I don't think there are S rank weapons. Maybe there are. I should look into that. So that is nice that you can use that, and each character can utilize the same weapon as well. I think there also are gearing. I have not unlocked that yet, but there were some slots, empty slots, where I couldn't put anything. So I think they're gonna have also like gearing, relics, artifacts, something like that. We will see. I still haven't unlocked any like dungeon or any events that let me spend some resin or stamina system, right? They do have stamina system as well in this game, of course. So kind of similar as how other game is, typical gacha game. And for last, exploring. Well, there aren't that much exploring. I don't think there are any like chests that you can unlock, like Honkai Star Rail. I mean, they don't have that really big open world, right? Where you have a small area where you can look through, right? And interact with other NPCs. Here in Zenless Zone Zero, you're interacting a lot of characters. They have different shops, they have different jobs that they're doing, right? I have not explored too much, but I think you can find special chests, I think. So far, I have not unlocked more area, of course. I will try to unlock more. If there are more areas, I mean, the game is 50 gigabytes. There's no way this like simple game that requires 50 gigabytes. I'm sure they have a lot of area, new places that you can visit and see and explore a lot. But I would say moving around, looking around is like pretty good. The graphic is real nice. The building is really beautiful, aesthetic. I really like. I should actually explore more. I mean, I haven't explored too much in Genshin or Warring Waves. And that is my first impression on Zenless Zone Zero Day 1. Of course, it's just Day 1. I shouldn't judge the game too much, but that is what I felt when I started the game. And I will give it another week and see how it is. I mean, I haven't completed the story yet. I haven't explored too much. I haven't tested out the combination. I haven't tested characters, different characters. I haven't tested the enemies, if they have some weakness. I haven't tried any mechanics, if there are any mechanics other than just normal combos and quick swapping. There are still some mini games, some events I haven't looked through. So there are a lot of stuff, and judging a game used on day 1, it doesn't tell a lot of the game, of course. So I will give the game one more week and see how it is, or maybe more weeks if I get hooked in the game, right? It is not like solo leveling where I got hooked immediately when I just started the game, a really fun game, right? I really like solo leveling. But Zenless Zone Zero, it had a slow start and I didn't really enjoy the gameplay so much, but I will give it one more week and see if it changed my mind. So that is my first impression on Zenless Zone Zero Day 1, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care now, and bye bye.